All right. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday. This has been so much fun, guys. Every Monday, getting to hang out with you all and have these engaging chats. I feel like we're getting better every time we do one of these. We're getting more seasoned, we're getting cooler technology, and we're having more fun. I know at least I enjoy myself. Hopefully, you guys are getting massive value out of these Monday night talks. We've increased our audience. We are now streaming in our private Facebook community, our paid coaches and consultants group, and also, we're on LinkedIn. So, hi, LinkedIn family. Thank you guys for joining us as well. We have it set up where I can at least see your comments, no matter which platform you are commenting from. And I'm going to do my best to answer as many questions as I can while we're on this about 30-minute or so chit chat. And for those of you who are new, hello. I am Corey Fonville Foster. I'm the owner of iRock, Remarkable Business Solutions, where we help small business owners just like yourselves, coaches and consultants, solve big sales and marketing problems on a budget, right? On a budget. Budget friendly solutions here every day, all day. All right. And today is no different. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about lead generation, how to find clients ready to buy, and we're going to do 5 affordable lead generation techniques to keep your calendar full. I think oftentimes we, as new entrepreneurs, spend a lot of time just focusing on the systems or the products or the services, but we don't figure out the part about how to find the people that actually want to do business with us and that we want to do business with. So we're going to talk about that tonight. But if you're in the house, definitely say hello. Let me know you are here because I don't want to be talking to myself. Now I can see you guys up here, but I would love a hello. Let me know if you have any questions about the topic today, if you're having any struggles as a business owner, finding people ready to buy from you. All right, before we get into the bulk of the content tonight, as always, I want to remind you guys that every single Monday we are here at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to do our talks, and we talk on various topics. If you're a part of our email list, then you have seen the reminders for the talks. And if you go to the bottom of the email, it actually tells you to submit a topic. So I want to know from you guys. I don't want to just pick topics that I think you're going to enjoy. I want to pick topics that you're interested in. So please fill out it's a quick questionnaire saying, hey, this is what I want to learn. If you join the Facebook group and you answered those questions when you came in about what you wanted to learn, we also look at that because, again, we're not here for ourselves. We're here for you guys. So February's talks will be in the Facebook group. So if you're in the private Facebook community, those talks will be listed in the next week or so for February. And we also have we have some events coming up as well. So just keep your eyes peeled for those. All right. So one of the things we do every single Monday is we give out prizes because why not start with fun and a bang? So the way it works is if you engage with us, if you comment, if you like, you heart our Monday night talks, we look at that and then we put you guys in a little raffle and we try to pick at least 1 to 2 winners every single week to win hot seat coaching sessions. So what are hot seat coaching sessions? Simply put, they're a way for you to get some free coaching. Like I want to make it easier for you guys because I think people are confused. It's easy. It's free coaching. You get 30 minutes with me, not a team member, but with me. It is recorded, so keep that in mind because I want to make sure that everyone can benefit from the information I'm giving you. But it's recorded, it's free, and it's 30 minutes where you get to tell me all about your business, what you're trying to do, what you're doing right now, and ask me any question you have. Now, I always like to specify I focus on marketing, sales, small business stuff, affordable strategies, but you're welcome to ask any question you may have, and I will give you on the spot feedback. And typically, you leave with a challenge or some action items to implement right away so that you can better your business. And hello, thank you guys for coming in saying hey to me. Hi, hi, hi. All right. So let's get into tonight's topic, shall we? Are we ready? Are we ready? I'm excited. I don't know why I get like an extra high. I don't know about you guys, but I get a high every time we come in one of these. All right. So what's the topic for today? Again, how to find clients ready to buy. We're gonna talk about 5 affordable lead generation techniques that will keep your calendar full. Now, I want to specify in order to get them to your calendar, you gotta have a calendar. So I want to put that caveat in there. We're not gonna talk about the whole getting how to get them to the calendar part. We're gonna talk about finding the client. So if you're struggling, if you're finding your target audience, but you're not able to get them on your calendar or you don't have a calendar, then we need to talk. But we're gonna talk about some lead generation techniques tonight. And now, preface this, you may use some of these strategies, you may use all of these strategies. You may pick and choose which ones work for you right now with what you have available to you as far as software, time, and funds. All right. My goal is to give you options, and my challenge to you is to take those options and figure out what works best for you. If you need help figuring out what works best for you, then that's where we can definitely have a private conversation because each of you is just uniquely different. And I find that if I at least give you guys a general sense of things, you at least have a place to start from. Like some people say, I don't know what I don't know, right? So I want to give you a little bit to know so that if you do go work with me or anyone else, or if you hire a team of your own, or if you're working by yourself, you have a good place to start and have a good solid foundation. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today. All right, but before I did all that and didn't announce the winners. Oh my goodness. So the winners for the hot seat coaching sessions, you guys, I'm all over the place today. The winners for the hot seat coaching sessions are doom 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 doom. We got Patricia Boone and Leah Lewis. As always, I will go ahead and tag you and then send you a DM after the session is over. But congratulations to Patricia Boone and Leah Lewis on winning hot seat coaching sessions. Definitely check your DMs to figure out how you can claim your free coaching. All right, so we're gonna get into it for real this time. All right, are we ready? All right, the first strategy we're gonna talk about is SEO, search engine optimization. Now, for me, for you, for all of us who are not super web designers, I'm gonna keep it really, really simple. So you may want to write this down, but we're gonna keep it really simple because I don't want you to be an expert at SEO. We ain't got time for that. That's something you hire somebody else to do and they figure it out. But for your knowledge, for things that you can ask someone to help you on or figure out yourself, is there's a few things we need to do with SEO. First, you need to go ahead and claim your free Google My Business Directory list. So when you Google yourself, if you Google your business, a lot of times if you have not claimed this and nobody else has, it'll pop up and it'll be like, hey, are you this person? You want to claim this? You want to go ahead and claim your Google business name. That's how we're going to make it really simple. You want to claim that so that you can update it. You can let people put reviews up there. You can, if you have a brick and mortar business, you can put a picture of your brick and mortar business. If you have services you want to highlight, you can put it up there. If you want to put like your price range, you can. If you want to put your hours of operations, phone numbers, emails, websites, what have you, you can do that. You want to make sure that when people Google you, if nothing else, they can get a hold of you. All right. So that's one thing you want to do when it comes to search engine optimization. You also want to make sure that when you are making your websites, your landing pages, anything that someone can search and find that relates to your business, that you're using keywords throughout your copy. Now, your copy is like the wording that's on your website, that's on your landing page. You want to use keywords. Now, we're not gonna dive deep into keywords. I was really struggling when I put this together because I was like, oh my gosh, every point needs like a sub 1,000 points. But again, this is a starting point. So if you're lost, if you're like, I don't know what this is, Google keywords. That's what you want to do. Google keywords, and that'll give you a great starting point because there are some keywords that you can use that are highly searched words in your business industry that will help you be searchable, right? Maybe it's the word coach, maybe it's affordability, maybe it's um or doing things on a budget, whatever it is, keywords or phrases. You want to make sure that you're using the proper keywords for your business, for your niche, so that when people are looking for the solutions that you have, the products that you provide, they will be able to find you. I want you to also think about optimizing your social media business pages. I've checked out a few of your business pages. I think we did one on a live earlier. Was it last week at some point? We were on a live and I went and looked at somebody's and I was like, if I just look at you in the member section and it doesn't tell me that you're the CEO, lead consultant, head coach, whatever the case may be, at a moment's notice, then you definitely have not optimized your social media business pages or your personal profiles. It should be very easy and clear for people to see and understand what it is you do. Right now, if you look up my business profile, if you look up my name, it'll literally say CEO of iRock Marketable Business Solutions. Now, I think I am going to update that, but at least people know I'm the CEO of iRock Marketable Business Solutions. Now, think for a second. If you go right now, feel free to do so if you got a second device, go to your business page, go to your personal page. Can people easily at a glance, figure out who you are and what you do? And if the answer is no, it is time to optimize your social media accounts. Now, we do have we have social media checklists. I do believe they are already in. As a matter of fact, I'm in here. I can look for a second. I believe the resource. If you go to the guide section and you go to resources, I'm gonna verify that they're there. If not, I will put them in because I can't see all the resources. Yeah, so I'll put them in tonight because I don't see them in here. We have social media checklists, and I will go ahead and add them in here. Grab it. It's for Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, and it talks to you about optimizing your social media platforms. But you want to make sure that you've, done your bios, that you've done your address, your email, your links, linked your social media, your different social media accounts, your lead magnet, linking that, describing what your business is, stating your hours, putting a link to your calendar, possibly putting services or products in. All those things should be done. So just to make it easy for you, we'll go ahead and put that link in there so that you guys will have a good starting point for optimizing your social media. All right. So what else? You're going to claim your local business listings on online business directories. Again, the same thing like Google for Yelp, Merchant Circle, City Search, or any other major business listing space online that you can think of that you utilize, just so again people can find you. A lot of people do Yelp reviews. That's a really common one. So feel free, if it's important to you, to take care of that and just make sure again you claim it and that you put your business information there. We're not making new information, guys. You should have copy paste information, your business name, your hours, your email, your phone number, all that jazz. And then last but not least, and I put this in SEO because there just was no other place to put it, but I want to encourage you to ask your past customers and clients to leave you reviews. Leave you reviews. If they've had a decent enough experience, they probably will do it, especially if you say, hey, do it real quick through this. For me, when I finish a project with the client, oftentimes I will just, once they're finished, I'll say, thank you. Would you mind sending me a testimonial or review? We also have like a happiness survey that asks for feedback, good and bad. And then I'm like, hey, can we use this as a testimonial? And then I will go put it on my platforms. But if you want people to put it on like Google or Yelp or something like that, just ask them to. Oftentimes, people are more quick to put negative things than to put positive, and it's just because those are the things that stick out in people's minds. But if you ask somebody like, "Hey, do you mind doing a testimonial?" More than likely they'll say yes, as long as you make it quick and easy. Don't make them do 1,000 things. Don't tell them to go to 1,000 places. Figure out where it's going to be the most beneficial for you and have them do the review there. That's why I have my people just send it to me. All right. So that takes care of SEO. All right, so let's talk about another strategy, owned media. Owned media is media that belongs to you. Your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your Pinterest, your TikTok, your Twitter, your email list, your blog, all those places. Anything that belongs to you is a great way for lead generation. So SEO is great because it's organic. People find you through SEO. That's why it was there, because people who are looking for you will be able to find you. Own media is great because yes, people can organically find you, but also when you go find people, this is a way to make sure that they're nurtured so that they actually go on to book a call or to buy something. So let's talk about own media. So we talked about blogs. Let's talk about blogs and articles. So blogs, you can have your own blog. You can have a blog as a part of your website. You can also have articles like on LinkedIn, things of that nature. These are great ways just to show that you know what you're talking about. You're an expert. You put together a few paragraphs on a given topic. Say, for instance, I wanted to do an article on the 5 strategies for lead generation to keep your calendar full. I could literally take my outline of this talk, type it up in a blog format, or put it together and put it on LinkedIn. Matter of fact, I might do that. But yeah, that's a way, just showing credibility, because people can read the information and say, wow, she knows what she's talking about. That was a great piece of, content, great piece of value. You also can make a private community. I have you guys on Facebook. You guys who are my coaches and consultants private Facebook community. That's a community we built to nurture you guys. Not that we're trying to sell, hardcore sales you, but we hope to give you value to the point that you want to work with us. That's something that anybody can do. Facebook is free. Now, there are other places in which you can build communities. We've talked a little bit about one of my favorite platforms, Kajabi. In Kajabi, they actually have a community product. That's what it's called, where you can build your own community. Thinkific is something similar to Kajabi, and they also have something like a community. And I find that people like those because they say, well, what if my person doesn't use Facebook? Or what if they're not on a different platform? At least if they buy something from me, then wherever their coursework is, wherever their notes for like when we're having meetings, whatever, we're already in that community. And so you kind of have to decide, do you want to be on a particular platform, like social media platform, or would you prefer to have your own standalone community? Some people even do it like through their website, have like a membership section. It's up to you. I currently have Facebook as a community, but we also are thinking about building a community in Kajabi. Because the thought is if you're going to be here for the long haul, social media platforms change. Every now and then, there's a platform that decides we're no longer going to have this feature, right? We're going to change it up. We're going to do this. They go with the trends. You don't want to lose your community because social media decides they no longer want to do that feature. I talked a little bit on a live the other day about how I lost a feature to invite people to my events. I was like, but luckily there's Eventbrite, I have my email list, I have all kind of other things, so I'm able to continue to invite people. But yeah, you're kind of at the whim of the social media gods if you only have your community based on a social media platform. So you have to kind of weigh the odds and decide what matters to you. But no matter how you slice it, I do encourage you to have some type of private community where you can nurture your particular target audience. Because we talked last week about the fact that people have to know, they have to like, and they have to trust you before they buy. And most people have to see you several times. I think the number right now is like seven, at least 7 or 9 times before they actually will purchase. So that's something to think about. You got to have them in a place where they can see you, and having a private community is one of those places. Now, we've talked before about this too, lead magnets. Lead magnets are a great source of lead generation because if you do your lead magnet right, it's going to attract your target audience. And if you do your lead magnet really right, it's going to lead people to the sale. And so that is a great one-stop shop from not knowing you all the way to sale, if you do a really good lead magnet. And we do have a resource in the Facebook group for that. There are 2 webinars, actually, one about creating a webinar lead magnet, and then how to close a consultation call. So that kind of takes care of getting them from point A to point B for you there. And that's totally free in the Facebook group. But yeah, lead generation through lead magnets is great. You do not have to pay to have a lead magnet. So what does this mean? Some of you are probably like on Facebook or Instagram and you see an ad where they're giving you something for free or very low cost, and you click on it and it takes you to a landing page, and then from that landing page you can choose to purchase or do whatever. You don't have to pay to create that. What you do pay for is if you want it to be an ad. So there is a difference. I could post my lead magnet anywhere on any of my platforms. Right now, we have lead magnets in the private Facebook group, and they're not paid ads. They're just there. You still go through the same series, but they are unpaid. So I don't want you guys to think, oh, I don't have money to run ads, so you don't make a lead magnet. No, you absolutely could create a lead magnet. I use my lead magnet. We'll talk about this a little bit more in a moment, but I use it when I'm featured places. A lot of times I say, do you have a free giveaway? Absolutely. I give them the link to my lead magnet. I post it myself on social media, things of that nature. Now you can, and we'll talk again about this in a moment, make it an ad, but you do not have to. So I just wanted to make sure that I made that different, the difference between the two. Something else you can do within your own community is host events. Challenges are all the rage right now, doing a 3 day, a 5 day, a 7 day, a 30 day challenge. Because again, you're showing that you're an expert and there's actually a strategy to do a challenge. But the goal is to take somebody who maybe doesn't know about your business or knows very little about your business, give them massive value over a series of days, and then lead them through that to realize that they need more from you and then to do the sale. So, hosting your own events is a great way to really nurture your audience and bring in new leads because you can easily go on Eventbrite, put together a virtual event, a workshop, a challenge, and get people who may have never known you exist through that and then lead them to your sale that way. Because again, you don't have to pay to do these things. All right. Something else you want to utilize your own media is your email list. I can't tell you how many times I've worked with clients and I'm like, "Do you have an email list?" And they're like, "Yes." I'm like, "Okay, what do you do with that?" "Nothing." I'm like, "No." No. They're like, "I don't know what to send them." If you have an email list, I encourage you send something out at least once a month. If you can do once a week, that's great. Um, Again, you got to get in front of your audience and you got to get in front of your audience consistently. So utilize your email list to keep your email list aware of the different things you have going on, the different products and services you offer, the problems you solve, and giving them just massive value. Because you have to remember, not everyone is going to be on social media, not everyone is going to come to your events. And so through marketing, we have to kind of cast a big net. People are always like, well, which one do I have to do? It's like, well, that's hard because it's best to just cast a big net and have an email list, have a website, have a lead magnet, have all these things going because again, you're going to attract people that prefer to get their content and engagement in different ways. I love Facebook and TikTok right now. Those are my actual platforms that I enjoy to just be on. If you're on Instagram, I'm probably not going to get your content through there. So if you're only on Instagram, you will not probably get me. But if you're on Facebook and you're on TikTok, I'll probably enjoy your content that way. It doesn't mean it has to be different content. It just means that's the way I'm going to engage with you in your business. And that's the kind of mentality you have to have. Some of you are probably sitting there like, I can't stand LinkedIn or I can't stand Twitter. Okay, then again, you're probably going to have audience people that are in your target audience that they feel the same way about whatever platform. So casting a big net by utilizing different mediums is going to really help you ensure that you're going to be getting people and engaging with people and nurturing people on all different places. And same with, like I said, people don't do social media, they'll at least open your emails. So that is a thought. So those are your own media. So blogs, articles, private communities, lead magnets through for free, hosting events and email marketing. Those could be virtual or physical events. All right, so let's move on. Another great way to get new leads, especially leads who are already pumped and primed, is through getting featured. Third party people wanting you to be on their platforms and then you giving all the good advice, showing your personality, giving value, all the things. People are like, oh, I want to work with that person. That person seems interesting. Being on somebody else's platform just gives you a different level of credibility than yourself because we all know anybody can pop up a business page, make a website, host their own event. But for someone else to see the value in you and say, hey, can you come on my platform and talk to my audience means that they think you're pretty decent. And if their audience trusts them, then their audience is going to automatically put a little bit of trust in you, saying, well, if they trust them and think they're awesome, then they probably are. And so I encourage you guys to reach out and see about getting featured on different platforms, such as podcasts. I've been posting some podcasts recently that I've been featured on. I do it in seasons. I'll do a couple, then I'll take a break. I'll do a couple because I don't like, too much time going into just podcasts. But it's very easy to get on a podcast. You just find podcasts you'll be interested in that have a format in which they bring on guests and send them a message. Let them know how you and what you talk about will be beneficial to their audience and ask, hey, can I be on the podcast? Also, once you start being on podcasts or being in groups where people are looking for podcast guests, people will reach out to you and be like, hey, I would love for you to be on my podcast. And then, hey, it's easy. You just say yes. Make sure when you get on the podcast though that one, you're finding something to give their audience value, but also two, stay authentic to yourself so that when your audience sees you on a different podcast, they're still nurtured. You don't want to be so far removed in your topics that both are not nurtured, the new and the people you've already been trying to work with. Okay, so I love podcasts. I usually talk only on a few different topics. Usually it's unlocking some type of potential, something to do with business marketing, or something to do with leadership typically, or something that involves my story. Those are usually the topics in which I will discuss, and then I will kind of make it so that it fits something that's beneficial for that particular podcast needs. So make sure, when the worst thing you can do, people say, well, I can't book a podcast, is when you say, hey, I'm interested in being on your podcast, and that's it. Because they're like, well, why would that benefit my audience? Or if you send a pitch that has absolutely nothing to do with that podcast, if that podcast is on healing and you send out them something about marketing, it's not going to make sense. So just keep that in mind. If you're going to be featured, especially on a podcast, in a magazine, on a newspaper, wherever, make sure that, again, it benefits your audience, because you're going to share with your audience saying, hey, I was featured here, but also that it benefits the target audience that you're now getting to be exposed to, because the goal is, as always, is to make them people that want to work with you. So outside of podcasts, I said magazines, physical or digital. Nowadays, it's a lot easier to get into a digital magazine or newspaper because there's not such a limited amount of space. You just have to have a good pitch, good article. Make sure again that you're doing a little bit of research for the magazine or newspaper to see kind of whatever section you're trying to get in, what they usually tend to put out. That'll help increase your chances of getting there. And then I will actually shout out, there is a gentleman named Kamanzi Constable who is all about getting people published and featured in magazines. I'm also getting you paid to put in articles and get featured. So definitely check him out. He's on LinkedIn, he's on Facebook, I think he's on Twitter as well. But Kamanzi Constable, he does that and he's really amazing. I'm on his email list, and I'm telling you, I be saving saving all the information because it's such good information about getting featured through those spaces. Something else third party wise that makes you look good and makes your audience trust you even more is awards. Now, we're going to pull back the curtain for a second on awards, right? These business awards and things of that nature. From what I have witnessed, and come closer because I'm going to tell you some insider secrets. There's two ways to get awards. There is, you've been doing real great work, somebody nominated you, somebody saw you, somebody heard about you, and they put you in for an award and you won or you got nominated. Great, great, great. That is what the majority of the outside of the business world thinks happens 99% of the time. But what I find happens most of the time is there are awards that are available, and you yourself, your team, somebody puts you in for the award, and you spend money to be eligible to receive the award, and then you can put on your website wherever you were nominated or that you won the particular award. So there is a little bit of money in that game. I have not dived deep because I just, it's not something that sits in my soul real comfortably at this moment, which is fine. Again, not everything's going to be for everybody, but I do want to point that out, that if you would like to have an award, that there are ways to get them, whether it is organically through your works, which is amazing when that happens, but those are for, further in between. And then there are also, like I said, you're paying to be considered for it. And that's just the nature of the game. And I, guys, don't think this is like slimy or like, oh, really, this is what happens. Because if you watch your favorite stars on TV and watch those award shows, they also pay to be considered for those, excuse me, for those awards. So sorry if I took the magic out of the experience, but I like to be transparent because I don't want you spending a lot of time, hoping and just waiting. It's like, well, if you want it, just, put that a part of your marketing strategy and look up awards, see when the due dates are, coming up, spend your money and go ahead and do that. You can also get featured on TV. Again, that's through pitches as well. Pitching, the TV producers. My coach is really cool because she always talks about pitching through LinkedIn to TV producers. I have not tried that yet. I like to be really transparent. Pitching is just one of those things I'm like, it takes time. It takes time. And so I do pitch a lot of different things, but I haven't done for TV. but I'm not going to hold back on that information from you because my coach does it all the time and she gets featured. So definitely you can pitch yourself to TV, like news, what have you, especially if you have something that will benefit their audience. That's all it's about. It doesn't benefit the audience, and you have to again know what they typically put out, and then you have to be willing to continue to pitch. A lot of times you're not going to get a yes on the first go round or immediately. The bigger the opportunity, the less spaces that are going to be available, the more people going for it. So you just have to be consistent. I always say keep a running list, know when you submitted it, know when to follow up, reach out to different people, do what you got to do. It is always a numbers game in business. If you think that you're going to sit down, put a list together, send out the same pitch to everybody, and then everybody's going to say yes, you're going to be very upset. But the cool thing is that when you are featured on one of these things we talked about, such as podcasts, magazines, newspapers, you're getting an award, you're on TV, maybe you're even booked as a speaker or doing a workshop or at a conference, what have you. It doesn't take a lot of these to build up your credibility. And when people see you on these platforms giving value, again, they're going to go search for you. They're going to look for you. And if you've done the work, you've put together your website, you've optimized your pages, then they will be able to find you and get on your calendar. Okay. So that's how all these things kind of get together and they work out. All right. Some other options besides getting featured: paid marketing. Now, because the way my particular business is structured, we don't dive deep into a lot of paid marketing, only because my target audience typically doesn't have additional funds for paid marketing. But I didn't want to not add it on this list because I'm starting to see some people in our group do have a little bit more of a budget. And so I'm like, I don't want to leave it out in case you are willing to try it, or you're at that space where it's like, okay, I have these free pieces of content together already. They're working. My systems are doing that. I'm ready to try out my hand at paid advertising. So I will throw this in here for you. So you have social media ads. Right now, TikTok ads are doing really good. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, so. But yeah, those are doing really well right now. So try it out. The thing about ads is you just have to be really, really clear on your messaging. You have to know your target audience, not kind of know, not maybe so. Like your target audience has to be your best friend. That much know. You need to know where they eat, drink, what they think about when they go to sleep. You need to know them in order for you to optimize your ad. And it also depends on your budget and what ad you're running, how much it's going to cost. I didn't realize that people didn't realize when you run an ad, you don't pay for like the time people can see it. You pay per click. So anytime somebody clicks on your ad, it takes money out of your budget. So say for instance you put together a Facebook ad and you say, okay, my overall budget is $100 for the next couple of days, right? I'm gonna do, 10 days at $100. That's the max. So it basically will not charge your account more than that $100. But that doesn't mean that it's gonna run for that full 10 days. What's gonna happen is every day it's going to show your target audience that ad. Now, every time somebody clicks on that ad, it's going to charge you an amount. And that amount will vary from different ads you run to the time of day to who did. It's ridiculous. As you run ads, you'll start seeing your analytics. I've seen people do as little as, a couple dollars per click up to like $11 per click. I was like, 11. Ooh, per click. So again, if you have $100 and that's all you have to run for that ad, and you're paying $11 per click, if a couple of people see it on the first day, you're done. Now you can in different ad platforms put like a daily allowance, like how much you'd spend a day. But again, it's still about the clicks. So if you say $10 a day and it costs you $5 per click, you only going to get 2 clicks before it no longer shows it to anybody for that day. So that's why people are like, you got to have a little bit of money to play the ads game. It works. It definitely does. Especially if your ad copy is great and you really niche down on your audience and have that messaging clear, but it is going to cost you. The cool thing is that when you run a lead magnet with the ad, like a paid ad, it's just really good because again, you can really niche down on your target audience. So instead of just posting it on social media and hoping that through the wording that somebody organically will see it and be the right target audience, when you have it in an ad, you've already marked down like what states, what age range, which gender, all the little keywords, all the things. So people that actually click on it are more than likely your target audience. And then you just got to hope that your lead magnet is great, so that they then convert to a paid client. So that's a little bit of information. If you guys are interested in knowing more about ads, let me know. I will just bring on an ad specialist. I'll just get you one and bring it on so they can talk to you about that. I tend to tell people to go ahead and outsource an ad if they want to do it, just because it is a high stakes game of you need to really know and understand how to do ads. And it doesn't have to cost you thousands of dollars to get someone to do it, but you get what you pay for. I've worked with some amazing clients who have gotten to a place where they do ads and they still end up spending about, again, I'm pull back the curtain a little bit, about 3,000 a month or more. Just being real with you, because you got to pay the person to run the ad, then you have to pay for the ad itself. So it is what it is. It's you gotta spend money to make money sometimes. But anywho, so that's a paid social media ad. You also can pay to be featured or to be have appearances like on somebody's conference, at somebody's summit, anywhere. Anything that you think you can do for free, people charge for. People charge to get on podcasts. I'm telling you this, if it's not the Breakfast Club or something real big, I'm not paying to get on anybody's podcast. But some people do charge. Um, to each their own if you choose to do so. But yes, you can pay to be featured places. I've had people reach out to me and be like, oh, do you want to be an international speaker? We have a conference, it's in Switzerland or whatever. It costs, $400 to be a speaker. And then if you want to be a keynote speaker, it costs $1,000. And you're like, what? Huh? And again, it just depends. What is your marketing plan? What is your budget? And what's the pros and cons. If it's a really big event where maybe they have some like A-list people speaking and they're like, hey, for people who not A-list, you can pay a little money to be a part of this, it might be worth it because they're going to bring their humongous audiences, and now that audience sees you. Right? If somebody tells me, hey, for $500 you can be one of the workshop speakers at a Tony Robbins event, baby, where do I swipe my card? Because he has a humongous audience and they have amazing events. And if I can be a part of the lineup, just have my name on the website at the bottom someplace, then the odds of me getting new clients from that is going to be massive. So you just have to look when you get these opportunities or go seek these opportunities to see what are the pros and cons, how will it benefit your business, and is it worth it for you? But you definitely can pay to be featured, magazine, um, TV, new radio, especially like local radio stations. I've been asked like, hey, we got spots open. I think you'd be great at it. This is how much it would cost to be featured at these different times. And the better the time, the more expensive it is. So just throwing out there. And this is not a sponsorship like them to talk about your business. This is you actually being on the show. All right. So like I said, it's you pay to play. You also can pay for shout outs. There are really great influencers that shout out other businesses, other projects, other products and services. You can pay to have someone with a bigger following shout you out. Just make sure that you vet these people. And again, you weigh the pros and cons of how to benefit your business. But for some of you who just need a few sales to get started to be able to do some other things, you may want to invest, have that part of your marketing strategy to reach out to some influencers to shout out your product. And then if that, like I said, if they have an audience of 10,000 strong, engaged people, then those are people who would have never known about you that now know about you that can now be nurtured by you as well. So again, weigh that for you. And then you also can do collabs for like giveaways. I was thinking about actually doing one of those with you guys. It's a really great way to increase your lead generation through emails. Basically, the way it works is you can do this with each other. You get a group of people together and say, what can we give away? Usually it's like your lead magnet, your ebooks, something virtual. You put a timestamp around it and you say, we're going to do it for this amount of time for this audience. And every person who is involved in that giveaway gets the leads list for people who purchase not purchase, but sign up for those free things, because you might not find that it's that enticing for just your little lead magnet. But if I tell people, hey, for free, you can have 47 courses, right? All small business courses on different topics, 47 of them. You're like, well, shoot, I don't have nothing to lose. Even if I charge you 47 bucks, even if I charge a little bit, you're like, well, okay, that's a great value. I get access to all these people's courses, or, mini courses or resources. They pay for it or get it for free. And then at the end of that time period, everybody who participated gets that email list. Now, you just, again, have to be cautious of making sure that your target audiences are the same. So you're not getting people that would never do business with you, but it's definitely a worthwhile experience. And typically, when you do these collab giveaway type projects, you, as the person participating, do pay a small fee. But again, for the right leads, it's probably worth it. So these are just different strategies for those of you who are starting, especially with a very small list or a very small following. These are great strategies for you to start building up the momentum of people knowing about your business, knowing about your brand. Now, last but not least, because we've been going a while now. I'm like, ooh, we talked a lot today. You can also purchase leads or get someone to lead source for you. Excuse me. Tried to breathe deep and couldn't breathe. Um, there are people whose sole job is to source leads for other people. They can do that through different means. Some people use AI software. Some people use other types of software. Some people do it organically. The list goes on and on. But there are people who are call setters or lead generators who literally just go out and source your target audience. Be careful. Make sure the person, do a small test with them. Make sure that the leads that they're getting for you are, one, your target audience. They're live people. If you've been in business for any number, like a small amount of time, you've probably gotten that email from like the Instagram flow, like, hey, you want to grow your Instagram, we can give you 100 new followers. That's usually dead leads. Those are not active accounts. Those people will never buy from you. They're not your target audience. You want to find somebody who, if you say you work with teachers, that they can pull you teacher leads. If you say you work with financial companies, they can pull financial company leads, meaning names, email addresses, phone numbers, LinkedIn profiles, Facebook profiles, address, whatever you want. You know what I mean? You want to find people who can do that for your particular target audience. But again, all this really goes back to you. If you don't know who your target audience is, none of this works. So you really have to be clear one another, but you can pay someone to source leads for you, whether they're doing it through a system or organically. I have both going in my business, where every so often I will pay for new leads, like cold leads that are just potentials and they're not all going to pan out. But then I also have a sales team of people that go out and nurture organic leads for me, because I just can't do it all by myself. So those are other options you can do, because again, once you nurture that lead, you give value. Remember, know, like, and trust. You invite them to your community. These are people more likely to purchase from you. That's the name of the game. Who's going to purchase from you? Because everybody's like, oh, anybody can buy my product. Well, then nobody's going to buy your product. Simple as that. If you're saying everybody, then nobody's going to do it. You have to have a specific target audience in mind. And we've talked about that time and time again, but it will never die. It'll never change. You got to have a target audience in mind. And through any of the strategies we talked about tonight, whether it's purchasing leads, sourcing leads, getting paid marketing opportunities, um, getting featured someplace that you're not paying for, using your own media, such as blogs, your community, lead magnets, hosting events, etc., or just taking the steps to optimize your SEO. By doing all of these things, you're setting yourself up for success. You're showing credibility in your business and in yourself, and you're getting exposure to people that may have never gotten exposure to you, never known about your business before. And if you do it the right way, show them that you know what you're talking about and you're giving value. Then when you go to sale, these people are more than likely going to hit that button and book that call, and then they're going to go ahead and purchase. But you got to show up. No matter how you're doing this, you got to be consistent. You got to be showing up places consistently so that people can see you a couple times. Like I said, I think right now it's like 5 or 9 times people got to see you, something like that, before they purchase. Some of you have been watching me week after week. I can't tell you how many times I get on a call with somebody like, yeah, I've been watching you for the last couple of weeks. I've been seeing you. And I was like, you know what? I'm finally going to go ahead and book that call. If I would have only posted once, they would have never booked the call. If I would have only been featured one time, one place, they would have never booked the call. Okay, if I would have only sent out one email, they would have never booked the call. And so that's, you guys start changing your mentality and stop thinking you're going to do one thing one time. No, you're going to do several things many times to make sure that you can get to your target audience. Okay. So hopefully that was beneficial for you guys today. Again, sometimes with some of these topics, we got to kind of go wide, so that you can get the information you need. But if anything I said tonight got you thinking, or you're like, I need some more information, guys, I'm always going to encourage you to go ahead and book a free call with me. Let me definitely get you guys the link. Let me get you the link so that you can do it. I should have had it ready, but I didn't. But it's okay. It's just a finger spot away. But definitely, if you're, like I said, if you got questions, I'm not gonna try to sell you a whole bunch of stuff. So don't think, oh, if you book this call, she's just gonna sell me. I really do get to know you on and anybody else I talk to on the call. We make sure that if I can help you, that I have a solution in mind for you. We talk about what that solution may look like. We talk about how much it would cost. We talk about how much time it might take. So you're very clear on what your options are before you even think about having to, do business with us. And not everybody, is going to be a good fit. Some people I might say, okay, you probably need to do a couple of things before you come and start working with us because you're not clear on a couple of things. Because we focus mostly on marketing and sales. If you haven't filed your business, and you don't know if you're an LLC or whatever, you need to do some work before you get to us. Okay? Because we're really going to help you with planning out your products and services, finding your target audience, getting them nurtured, and then go ahead and closing that sale. That's what we do. So if you didn't know that, now you know. But definitely book that call. Yes, the replay is available in the group. Every time that we do one of these, and if you're watching on LinkedIn or our paid group, I don't delete these. So feel free, if you're in the coaches and consultants community, go to the guide section, and I put them all in one guide called Monday Night Live. So you can always go back and watch the talk so that it's easier. You don't have to like scroll through all the things. So those are there. Also, for those of you who are not aware, because it was just for January, our course Vision to Victory, it's a 7-day goal setting intensive, is available right now for purchase. It is a massive value. It is literally the way I've set goals for the last couple of years that have made a dramatic impact in how I am able to succeed at my goals in business every year. I encourage you to grab it. I think right now it's on sale for $27, I do believe. It's usually 97. So definitely get your hands on that. And like I said before, this is a great time to grab it because of the fact that you get it for a year. And like I said, I like to do it like when I do my goal setting, I do it with the videos because you're getting the thoughts, you're writing them down, you're thinking through it, and you have a workbook that you go through. It's just a lot easier than trying to remember the steps later on. So you actually can do it for 2023. And then right before 2024, you would still have the video access and you can do your goal setting before 2024, which is what I recommend. Usually doing it in December, November, December. But if you haven't done it already, definitely snag that Vision to Victory goal setting course. And I didn't have that out, but I will grab that for you guys as well. Now, I mentioned if you've been watching me talk in our, impromptu lives, I've been talking about the fact that we have a product that is coming out, is brand new. And I'm super duper excited about it. Let me just grab you guys the Vision to Victory link before I talk about that. Um, Give me 1 second and I will happily give you that link. All right, let's see here. All right, I got the link. It's me up here doing all the things. All right, so yeah, if you're interested in Vision to Victory, it's on sale just to the end of the month. So that is in the chat for you. It should pop up. Let's hope. Yep, there it goes. All right, so I wanted to talk about the product. I'm not trying to sell this to you guys tonight. It's not a, just want to let you know it's available. Just want to let you know. Because some people have reached out to me, and most of last year, what we sold mostly was one-on-one coaching. So it was just me and that person for 90 days or 6 months working through their business hand in hand. But I understand, because the premise of my business is affordability, that one-on-one coaching is not necessarily accessible for everyone, right? Some people are like, well, could you lower your prices? Not really, because of the amount of time that it takes to coach a person, and the resources and the research I have to do around it. The prices are the prices. But what I did do is I made a new product that I think will benefit those who are either not ready for one-on-one or cannot comfortably afford one-on-one. And that is, we have made it the ABCs of a six-figure business academy. Okay. So this is the first time I'm really talking about it. So you guys are in the know. We haven't even sent it out an email yet. Usually the email people get it first, but I want to tell you guys about it. The ABCs of a six-figure business academy. This is a group coaching program. Okay, but it's cool because it's not your typical group coaching where you're just having, sessions. This program is made for people who are coaches and consultants, um typically in their first 5 years of business, right? You haven't made a lot of profit, you're not doing consistent revenue, you don't have all your systems in place, but you do have a business. I need you to have a business, and I need you to know who you want to support. Okay, we'll help you niche it down, but you need to have a business and you need to know who you want to support. But through this program, we actually are going to provide you a toolkit. For that toolkit, you get it for I'm going to say 100 days, or do you get it for a year? So 365 days. In that toolkit, we have the Business Accelerator, the Business Boot Camp, and Business Champions. So, and I'm going to read it because if I don't, I'm going to mess up the words. So, Business Accelerator says, get your business up and running, take care of all your fundamental business needs. You don't need to have an official business to start, meaning we will, like, you need to know what your business is, but we will kind of help finesse some of the edges, finesse some of the edges for you. Because I know some people are like, I'm missing this or that. We'll make sure that you get it situated. All right, business boot camp. Start bringing in clients, hosting events, increasing your engagement, and making sales in your business. This is really great. And the cool thing, this is not a course, this is a toolkit. So if you already have your business established, you do not have to go through the business accelerator. You can start at the business boot camp. All right. So once you have all the systems in place and you're doing all the things and getting all the engagement, we have business champions. So set your business up for longevity, learn how to put systems and team members in place for scalability and to increase your profit margins. So you get all three of those steps for 365 days in that toolkit, and you can mix and match. You may have some of the knowledge in one area, but not in the other. And you literally will be able to go through that toolkit as you need throughout the whole year that you have access to it to get any of the information that you want out of it. We don't stop there though, because I believe in over delivering. So you're also going to get scripts, templates, guides, and checklists. So some of you who are at a place now where you're trying to pitch yourself, but you don't have pitch scripts, we're going to give you those. Say for instance, you also are trying to think about like emails, whether they're cold emails or you're just trying to email people for different things. We're also going to help you and support you there. As you know, we have checklists like our social media checklist. We have our affordable resources list. We have loads of guides and lists that we have, and we will be supplying those to you guys in that toolkit as well. So this isn't just we're going to tell you how to do it. We also going to show you how to do it. You're going to get access to a private Facebook community. Those of you who are already in there, hello. And in that group, we have weekly coaching sessions. So I'll actually be giving training just like this. We also have weekly Q&A sessions. So you'll actually be able to come and ask questions. We didn't want to lose that element like you were getting in the one-on-one. So you will get Q&A, and then you also get networking opportunities with other individuals who are doing the same types of things you guys are doing at the same speed. When you're in a free community, what you'll find is there are some people who are really doing business, and there's people that's really thinking about doing business. But when you're in a paid community, those people have already invested, they're doing business. You're going to get access to my iRock collaborators. I have a whole bunch of C words that I'm doing this year: consistency, confidence, all the things. And one of the C's is collaboration. So I have some really cool people I'm bringing on. We're going to be doing iRock master classes. I just closed one today. So he's going to come on and talk to you about speaking for your business, talking, doing public speaking. So that's going to be really fun. I'm trying to get a few more people. I don't want to say what they're doing just yet, but we got some people coming. You also will get to come to the Outright Entrepreneur Summit that we have. You get a virtual ticket to that. You also get virtual tickets to our sales challenge and our organic marketing challenge and much more. We have plenty of events, and we're trying to make as many things virtual as possible. I don't want you to have to pay to come and go nowhere. Stay in your pajamas, but you will have access to all of those things for the flat fee investment. All right. And then on top of that, because we have a marketing side to our business, you'll get 10% off of all iRock marketing products. So if we tell you need a website, instead of you going out and having to find a website person, we know our prices for websites. We know what we can do. We already know what platforms we suggest, and we make it really affordable. So it's a one-stop shop. All right. So I'm not going to throw out no numbers, nothing crazy. If you're interested, go ahead and book a call. We'll see if you're a good candidate. This is not something that you're going to be able to just purchase. You can purchase the toolkit. That is something you can purchase by yourself. But the group coaching, I want to make sure you're a good fit. So there is no place in which you can just purchase this at all. So just want to throw that out there. But I want to make sure that I mentioned it. Again, it is called, if I can breathe today, the ABCs of a Six-Figure Business Academy. And this is a group coaching program. So it's way more affordable. And you're in there with us with the group coaching for 6 months, but you get the toolkit for a whole year. All right. So I'm just throwing it out there and I'm gonna just let it fall. All right. But we'll talk more about this program in the future because I don't want to take up too much more of your night. We've talked for about an hour. Why time? But I think is it ball sherry? Let me know what you mean by that. Why time? I don't know what you mean. I'm gonna wait for that just to see if it'll come back. But yeah, definitely let me know if you're interested in that. Like I said, you can book a call to talk to me to see if you're a good fit, and then we'll take it from there. We'll take it from there. I might hop off because I let me know because I know there's a little lag. I'm gonna give you a second to respond because she said why time, but I don't know what you mean by that because there's a lag. So by the time you post, I've already moved on. You said what time for what? Because the course I mean not the course, but the program I was just talking about is group coaching for 6 months, and the toolkit is for a year. So I think that's the only thing I mentioned that was time wise. But let me know if that answered your question. I want to make sure. I got all the screens up yesterday. My head is moving. I'm like, who, which way, which way, which way? So yeah, I'm just looking to see because again, there's a lag. So I know by the time I say it, I have to wait a moment and then you have to type. So you let me know if I answered that question. But like I said, this program is really good. I'm excited about it because I can really support more people faster and we all can be making progress. And I just want 2023 to be the year all of us win. You know what I mean? If we can all win, that's what I'm excited about. And I knew that because of how much time I had to put into my business, I just was not going to be able to accommodate but so many one-on-one clients. And we still have that option. Ooh, excuse me, for those who are interested. If you're like, girl, that's cool. I want one-on-one. Our one-on-one packages now include you still get the Academy toolkit and you still get all the Academy things. You just get a bonus that you get your one-on-one sessions on top of that, right? Because again, it's about over delivering in 2023. Last year, you just got your one-on-one sessions and you're like all your little scripts and tips and things. This year, you get your one-on-one sessions, which are 1 hour, once a week sessions for either 90 days or 6 months. And then you also get everything the Academy gets. So, hey, hey, hey. So just let me know which, like you can let me know what works best for you. All right. So hopefully I answered your question because I don't see anything else from you. But if you do have more questions, just shoot me a message. You can shoot me a DM or you can just book a call and we can chit chat. But all right, guys, that is it for tonight. Let's go over the lives for the rest of the month because we're already halfway through the month. So today we did how to find clients ready to buy. Next Monday, it's a numbers game, how to land your first coaching or consulting client. We're going to just talk about getting one. Some of you need to get that first win under your belt. We're going to talk about getting one. And then at the end of the month, we're going to talk about how to make money while you sleep for coaches and consultants. We're going to talk about the things you can do that run on their own, right? Some things are just already automated. We're going to talk about those things, how to automate some systems so that you're not constantly having to like be at the computer doing all of the things. Because I want to give you guys as many strategies as early in the year as possible. Because I know you're thinking and setting up and getting situated. And I want to make sure that you guys are all squared away that way. All right. So with that being said, I'm just looking like, did I miss anything? Let me go back just to make sure that she didn't have one more question. And then we're going to hop off of here for the night. Because, yeah, this was a good talk. It was a long talk, but it was a good talk. All right, cool. So we're going to go. Guys, remember, I rock, you rock, we all rock. Even if you're watching this hashtag replay, definitely comment so that you can be a winner for our hot seat coaching. And remember, winners from tonight, definitely go ahead, check your DMs here in a few minutes, and I will be sure to DM you on how you can claim your prize. All right, guys, I rock, you rock, we all rock, and I will talk to you guys next week.